Really proud of how hard our football team played, but the improvement we made defensively was really good from week to week. I think we're getting better. We're very efficient on third downs. We limited them to 4 explosives, so we really cut down UTSA's big plays. The fourth down stop in the fourth quarter to give us a chance to win it at the end was incredible effort, just not on fourth down, but also on third down when it's sitting on a 2-yard line. Tabori McGaskey played his best game as a right side safety. The four-season young man had 10 tackles at the fourth fumble where he just took the ball from the running backs. Emmanuel Ellaby continues to play well. Alex Lyons. Still, they've got the 2 best linebackers in the conference. But where I was really pleased was the defensive line had a lot of young guys stepping up, making plays. All of them: Blaine Padgett, Carl Thompson, Preston Gordon, Roe Wilkins, Grayson Schatz in there, Brian Womack. Thought they had an outstanding game, had the ability to get 4-man pressure, had a lot of tackles, had a lot of production up front. They were very disruptive. Offensively, we're just inconsistent. And it's just not one. This drive, it may be the quarterback. The next drive, it's maybe the O-line. The next drive, it may be the receivers. We've got to get some consistency over there. We opened the game with a drive for points. We opened the third quarter with a drive with points, and then we go on a 11-play drive with no points, 10-play drive with no points. We've got to get points at the end of the game, and that's one thing we just got to continue to work over there, is to get some consistency. When we play consistency and everybody does their job, we're a very efficient offense. But we can't have 11-play drives and come away with no points. Special teams this week, obviously Jack Fox is an amazing punter. He put 4 inside the 20, and Hayden Tabola, our field goal kicker, had been very consistent and had those misses this week. It's just it's a tough day for him. He'd been perfect on the season on his PATs and field goals. Once again, we got to have consistency there, and we're going to have we'll open that up for competition between him and Jack Fox this week, to who the field goal kicker is. It's a game we had an opportunity to win. It just didn't close the deal out. We've been beaten double overtime. We've been beat by 1. We're not a bad football team, and it's my job to get them in a position where we find that point where we win in overtime. And this is my team, my responsibility. We got to find that win. We played Prairie this week at homecoming. They're playing good football. They're 4-2. They've been beaten by Texas A&M and Grambling, but they're solid. They've been explosive offensively. They play every blitz in the book defensively. Coach Simmons done a real nice job there, bringing stability to the program, and the kids play really hard. So we've got to come back this week with a great attitude. We got a 6-game season left, and I'm counting on these seniors to come back and get us to roll again. Once again, it's not effort, which is good news. We just need to get a win, get the win coming.
Coach, offensively, are you seeing it in practice, and is it not translating in the game?
Yeah, in practice all week, you start with receivers, they're catching the ball at high point, and then we get into a game and we may make a circus catch, and then we're dropping the one when we have 2 hands on it. It's just, we've got to somehow continue in practice to create the kind of focus we need where it moves to the game. Even the offensive line, same way. It's everywhere. It's just this drive, every drive, it's a different position. You can't say we just got to fix this. We got to fix the consistency on that side of the football.
Opening the competition, you mentioned earlier in the kicker. What kind of led to that decision? Was that something you had to kind
of? Well, you just, we got to get some competition. We've got to make sure that we're going to make our competition brings out the best in everybody, and we've got to make sure that Hayden runs in there. He makes them the next time. But I want to make this point too. It was just not Hayden's missed field goals. That's why we lost that game. It's you can talk to the team, and they'll tell you we all did something. We dropped this. We had an opportunity for the interception. We had opportunity. We're flat around trying. So it didn't come down to just to Hayden. It came down to there's a lot of plays in the game. We had an opportunity to make it. We didn't make it.
After the defense, coach, played a little better.
Yeah, I said, had them down to 4 explosives. Thought we tackled well. They put a lot of points on Southern Miss, and we held them to 14. We got to get though to where we're playing offense, defense, and special teams consistently, and it can't be 1 week the offense plays well, the defense doesn't. We need a team. The team's got to be more consistent from week to week.
David, at the end of the game, a little bit of confusion. Looking back, you guys kind of look at the tape and see where the end of the game, how everyone could have handled it.
Well, there was 20 seconds left on the clock. The first route's a seven. Those routes are all timed. The first route's a 7-second route. The second was going to be a 5-second. That was incomplete. The third one was going to be a 5-second. We thought we had 3 seconds. We're going to have 3 seconds on the clock. We had gathered the field goal team, but they weren't sent out. And then we didn't. And we thought we would review and get time on the clock, and that didn't happen. The game expired.
Is that just kind of the way those little breaks here and there?
Well, it's just, it was, you can't have somebody run on the sideline, off the sideline, and, have that kind of confusion. And we got to get that straight too. That's on me.
David, can you talk about that sequence involving the muffed punt, which led to which was a critical juncture of the game?
The punt, UTSA punted to us, and looked like it hit one of their players first, and then hit us, and they ruled that up. That it touched us first, and they awarded the ball to UTSA.
Coach, that end of the game sequence in the fourth quarter, that was probably the first time you guys have been through that. Is that one of those things that the more you go through it,
well, we rep that every week in practice, so it's not. We do a 2-minute scenario usually at the end of every practice, and even with your field goal unit, you hold them there, and then we have what we call total field goal, where we can get them out there and try to get the kickoff. Usually takes us about 7 seconds. Had there been the time we thought would have been there, we could have clocked it and made a decision where we're going to try to kick a field goal or throw it in the end zone.
Coach talked about senior leadership and whatnot, and getting guys to his last 6 games. Do you feel like the team plays so well and you come so close that? Did they seem deflated after the game?
Sure, they're hurt. When you invest what these young men invest from week to week, their investment started last December. And I expect the seniors. I got Connor Sella here who had 6 receptions on the day to talk to you. He played a big game, graded out extremely well, and you got to count on those guys to pick the team up and keep them going. And that's what they've done for the 6 games, and I would expect them to continue to be great leaders.
Coach, a little bit more on Prairie View. Any particular players stand out to you?
Well, yeah, really, they've really got a nice. They've brought in a young quarterback. We're expected probably to see both quarterbacks, but they're a solid football team. They got nice skilled players. They run extremely well defensively. They were the leading at FCS last year. They averaged 44 points a game, so they've been a very explosive offense. Coach Simmons done a nice job there recruiting and getting the best out of his young men.
Coach, Saturday being homecoming, it's also a historical moment for both Prairie View and Rice to be playing in the middle of the season here on campus. Let's talk about what has been a relationship of guys talking about that in the locker room.
Well, really, we haven't really talked about. You do everything week to week, so it hasn't really been discussed yet. I'm sure it will be today. I would think that, looking at the rosters, there's going to be a lot of relationships on that team and with our guys where the enthusiasm by them and us will be quite high. You just see a lot of Houston high schools on that roster, and our guys are going to know them, but we haven't had those conversations yet. We'll have those this afternoon.
Coach, what motivates this team now? I know
we've got 6 games left.
Yeah.
We've got to get a win. And you know what? And like I said, I know this, we're hungry for a win. Nobody around here is moping. Everybody around here is ready to get that. Everybody's around here is willing to do whatever it takes to get that. There's no mope here. If you watch them play, They're playing with unbelievable effort. You know, we just got to learn to close out the deal. You know, this is hard on all of us, but there's no mope in this bunch. There's nothing but fighting this bunch.
Anything else? Connor?
Connor?